Hello everyone, this is Pat from PSA Custom Creations, and today I'm going to do a short video on how to use a torch or flame to straighten metal. What's happened is I've made this top part for a large garden bell. This is a piece of 1/8 inch plate. I cut some designs in it. When I cut the designs, I could have used a plasma cutter, but I actually chose to use my right angle grinder and my jigsaw. So I cut a sun, a star, and a moon in there. Now because I used the right angle grinder and the jigsaw, I really didn't introduce any heat to the metal so it didn't distort. What happened though is when I cut this ring and welded it, it started to distort this metal. When I welded this rib across the top here, it distorted it even more. There is some heat shrinking that takes place, or potential for heat shrinking that takes place in distortion metal when you do some welding. What's actually happened is this was a nice flat piece of 1/8 inch steel. Due to the welding and either the distribution of the heat on the way I did it or the way it cooled down, it actually started turning into a slight bowl shape. If you look at it from this direction, you can see that it actually has a slight concave shape to it, almost like a cymbal or kind of like a bowl shape. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to try to use a torch, I'm going to fire it up, and I'm going to use some heat in some isolated areas. I'm going to heat it and cool it, heat it and cool it. Hopefully gradually. I'm not going to try to do anything too extreme, either in heat or in surface area, because I don't want to make it even worse than it already is. Right now, I've never done this before, so probably as I'm doing this, some of you people who are experts at it will tell me I'm doing it wrong or give me some comments I'm doing it wrong. I try to do some research online by either looking at Google, looking at a couple of books they have online, and looking at a couple of the videos that are on YouTube as well. And there are some nice ones. But since I've never done this, hopefully I will learn something, and you will as well. You can see it has a gradual curve throughout the whole piece of plate. So what I'll do is I'll work my way around, heating and cooling, and quenching, using the torch and then using a wet rag to try to get this straight. There's a nice video a guy has where he is doing a piece of body work. He really shrank down a piece of metal really well. Mine is not that extreme, but it's over a larger surface area. So we'll see what happens. Alright, make sure if you're going to try this, wear some type of eye protection, safety protection. I don't have gloves on just because I'm reaching in and out of the bucket of water, so I don't want to get the gloves wet and get it all messed up. So let's see what happens. Sit. Alright. This is Donner. Donner, say hello to the camera. Donner likes to help me when I'm working. But when I'm trying to make a video, this little buddy likes to bark at me too, because he's hearing me talk to you and wants to know what's going on. When I'm using the torch, when I'm using the welding or other equipment, I make sure he is not in the area, because I don't want him to get hurt with his hair and with his fur. Of course, real dangerous with that, but it's also the ultraviolet lights. So make sure you're careful if you do have your pets around. Don't let the pets in the shop when you're trying to do any of the welding. Last thing you want to do is have these guys walking all over the place and have them get hurt. Alright, come here. Sit. Hey, sit. Sit. Alright, so I'm going to put him outside. He's probably going to bark, so as you miss the rest of this video, you may hear it. Please ignore him. He just likes people to pay attention to him. Alright, come on. Doing this for about 10-15 minutes now in a variety of areas. What I actually started doing, and you can see the areas where the dots are where I was using the torch. I started working in this area, working this lower edge towards the center, and then I started working up around the sun. As I was working here, what I've actually found is now it started to bow downwards in this section. So this part has actually been probably too much heat done to it, and now it's distorting the other direction. Once I realized this was happening, I started going towards, coming along the top edge, making an arc along there to see how that's going to turn out. I'm going to have to try to figure out how to straighten this part out now, whether it's going to be just heat it and beat it or try to straighten it out. Alright, so what's happened is I've been heating this I've been starting to space out where I've been heating it over on this portion. When I initially did this area down here, you can see how close I was going together. Looks like that actually over straightened it or overheated it, and now it's distorted in a different direction. So it's kind of got a little bit of a wave to it. This area here, at least where I've started spacing the torch out a little bit further, from looking at it from straight on here, it's definitely a lot straighter than what it had been. I may still do a little bit more of that to try to straighten out a little bit more down these areas where I haven't hit yet. It has twisted a little bit. This area here kind of bows inwards towards the back side now, and then kind of twists out. So, alright, so what I've been doing so far, take my earplugs out, I had my earplugs in earlier. What I've been doing so far is heating it, and then, of course, beating it. Took my hammer out, started laying it down, and trying to hit the high areas and try to straighten it out that way. Oh, hello, buddy. See, he's always coming over here trying to help me out. That actually ended up helping out a lot. I had that area where it was bent the wrong way over here. By laying it down, straightening it all out, beating the heck out of it, it was able to get it a lot straighter. If you look on the edge view, this is now a lot straighter than what it had been. It may not be perfectly straight, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. Sit. Okay. Good boy. So, a little bit of heat and a whole bunch of beating, and more importantly, not overheating it, which is what I did in this particular area, would straighten the metal out properly. I just got done sandblasting this, so now both sides have been cleaned, basically down to the bare metal. Gotten rid of a lot of those marks that were on there from the torch, as well as, of course, the pieces of rag that burnt onto it. What's real nice about it is it's actually straightened out really, for me, pretty well. There is a tiny bit of a bow in it, but it's something I can live with. If you look at it on the edges, you can see that it's actually not that bad. There are a few spots in here where, I could feel where it's not perfectly flat. Those are a little bit of dimples in there, but it's really, really close. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. This was the edge that was really wavy from before. Once I got it beaten down, once I got it heated up and shrunk, or excuse me, and straightened out, it's actually worked out pretty good. What I'm going to do is take this outside, put it all together. I finished putting the legs together, trying to weld the braces for the legs to the base, and getting all the holes ready so I could put this together. I'm going to pause the video for a little bit, walk outside, put this thing together, let's see how it looks. The bell. Went ahead and mounted it. I have some 4x4 Douglas fir posts, have a top plate. The bell itself is from a very large old carbon dioxide cylinder. Made some decorative stuff here, get some pieces of, or I had some pieces of 1/2-inch square bar, kind of bent them up in a couple different shapes. Got my base plate here, so it's nice and sturdy. It's a 2 foot, almost 2 feet by 3 feet base plate made out of 1/4-inch plate, so this is not going to go anywhere. I do have some holes drilled where I can put some large screws in here to help tie this thing all together so it'll be nice and tight. But you can see sitting here, no problem at all, nice and straight. I have my baseball on a stick. Let's see how this thing sounds. Stop it now, just because as thick as it is, that thing's going to resonate for almost a full minute when you hit it hard enough. As I've said, I've got this thing set up so it's going to weather naturally. The tank, I cleaned the tank up yesterday, put it outside, we had a bit of rain. It's already starting to develop a nice little patina to it. I had to do a bit of welding on this so it doesn't have quite the patina that the tank has. This and the base plate, the top and the base plate, I'm going to sit outside, let these things get their nice patina to them. And I think it looks pretty good. We'll see how it turns out. Give it a couple weeks, let it weather. But I think it turned out pretty well. Thank you.